Check one, check two, check one. Let's do this. Let's go live. What do you say? Let's go live. Let's go live. Let's try not to get censored. Let's be live, alive, alive, alive. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, sunshine. Good morning, sunshine. Yes, 52 degrees here in the northeast of Pennsylvania, and the sun is shining. Partly cloudy, sun shines. Good morning. Welcome to the program today. We're going to talk about the liar and the lowlife. That's the story today, the liar and the lowlife. So Kamala Harris is out there. We're I don't know, 2 weeks out from the election. Today is, in recording this, it's October 24. We have an election in November 4. Coming right around the corner, less than 14 days away, 2 weeks away. And it looks like Trump is surging in the polls. He's surging in the betting communities where people are betting that Trump is going to win it. Trump is poised for a knockout victory, in my view, based on the Electoral College. If Trump continues to landslide in the swing states, it's almost it's going to be lopsided, right? Because remember, it's not one person, one vote. It's one Electoral College vote for the state. And you know, if you win the state, you win everything. That's how the system works here. So you can win Pennsylvania by one vote, but you get all of the votes from Pennsylvania. And I think that because Trump is underpolled, and certainly he's underpolled, people are fearful, I think. Not everybody, but a lot of people are fearful to vocally support this president, Donald Trump, because of all of the insane rhetoric surrounding him coming from the left. And today is no different. Kamala Harris came out of her vice presidential mansion yesterday and told the world that Trump is that his one of Trump's workers, what is it? He was the I fucking forgot what he was. John Kelly. John Kelly he wasn't Secretary of State. He was a Chief of Staff. Excuse me. Had a brain freeze right there. Sometimes your brain freezes. John Kelly, Chief of Staff under Trump, right? Who Trump fired. Wrote a book comparing Trump to Hitler, calling Trump a fascist. After he was fired, of course, he wrote his book and bashed Trump. That's not a hard book deal to get, by the way. John Kelly didn't have a problem getting a book deal because he was very close to Trump, and then he turned on Trump, right? And so the liberal publications, the liberal publishers down there in New York on 6th Avenue, Time Warner Building, whatever. Not the Time Warner Building, but on 6th Avenue, there's a whole bunch of publishers over there. And they love that. They're like, oh, yeah, you want to bash Trump in a book? Well, how much you need? You know, I'll give you $1 million. And then they publish that nonsense. But John Kelly was when he was chief of staff under Trump, the Democrats viewed him as a disgrace, as a failure. Elizabeth Warren said that he was an existential threat to democracy, that he was unhinged. I'll give you the exact things that they said. And now, all of a sudden, he's a hero, right? Kamala Harris is out there championing what John Kelly says about Trump. And it's dangerous. It's volatile. It's borders on promoting assassination. Promoting a hit on Trump, telling the world that Trump is the equivalent of a Hitler fascist. That's what Kamala Harris is talking about right there. And so how are we doing? Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Can somebody confirm? Can somebody confirm that we are live? Because, I just hate talking to myself. I talk to myself sometimes, but I like when I anticipate talking to you, I would like that connection to be there. Thank you, Vinny, for the confirmation. And as my thumbnail today, we are talking about the liar. It's like a movie, the liar and the lowlife. The liar and the lowlife. Trump made up these words, by the way. I didn't call John Kelly a lowlife. Trump did. Trump is calling his former chief of staff, John Kelly, a lowlife, for the record. And so we're going to look at this fascinating story. 14 days outside of the presidential election, really, really big deal here in America. This is the morning report, philosophical educational live stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 9 a.m. right here in the great United States of America while we're still here. Hopefully the censorship won't kick in again a week before the election, because that's what happens. Last time around, big tech will begin to censor any and all opinions that deviate from the mainstream collective, right? Meaning that if you don't toe the party line, which is at this point Kamala Harris, will shut you down, right? Because for whatever, right? Cyber hacking, cyber bullying, menacing, misinformation. They make up stuff, right? So expect that to happen. We call it free speech. Speech is speech. Free speech is free speech. And I exercise it. I try the best I can to speak from the heart without any without any fear of being silenced. So we're going to keep trying. So good morning, everybody in the chat. William R. Hall, great artist from Syracuse, is here, as well as Weevil Girl, Zoot Cooter, Vinny D. Martini in the house. Good morning, everybody. So, and everybody else who's lurking, thank you for joining me. Coming up on November 4, we have the case of Conti versus the Brooklyn Hospital Center in the case of Get Your White Privilege Out of Here, proving that black people are racist too. Black people can be racist too. You would, if you ask the agencies a lot of times, or if you ask black activists, can blacks be racist? They'll say, no, black racist. That's stupid. The white people are the racist. But here we have video evidence of the black security guard invoking his racism against a white reporter, Caucasian reporter, telling him to get your white privilege out of here while he was, covering the pandemic. Invoking race. So we'll look at that case. Looks like it's definitely on November 4. We're all on. We got a Zoom link and everything. We're ready to do the conference Zoom. And again, I would invite everybody to join me. I'll leave the link will be right here on my front page when I get around to it. And probably this weekend I'll do it. And stick the link here. I just want to make sure everything is solid with that. It is, and then you can just click the link and you can be in the conference. You can be in the courtroom and hear the whole thing. So let's start here. So what is this? Kamala Harris is suggesting that the enemy she's invoking Trump's words of that we're fighting an enemy within, right? And Kamala Harris would like you to believe that the enemy within is the guy next door to you, right? Create the enemy. The enemy is that guy who's voting for me, right? That's not who the enemy within is. That's not who Trump is talking about. Trump is talking about guys like Warren Buffett, who has $50 billion and throws $50 million of it into a political campaign to support Kamala Harris, for example, like Bill Gates and others. And the billionaire class is not exclusive to the Democratic Party. There's plenty of billionaires doing the exact same thing on the Republican side. But that's who we're talking about when we talk about the enemy within. We're talking about very rich people who have pretty much lost their connection to simple Americanism, meaning that they're not simple citizens looking for those simple solutions to their problems. Instead, what it becomes is a global view. They hold equities in every fucking big corporation that does every evil in the globe. Right? The globalists, right? The ruling class, right? That's what we're talking about. The enemy within. But Kamala Harris wants you to believe that the enemy within are common citizens of America, which is a gross misunderstanding of what was said. But let's talk about that enemy within for a second. Warren Buffett has picked a side in the 2024 presidential election and calls out fraudulent claims. Right? So here's Warren Buffett with all his billions of dollars. He's still alive. He's fucking 90. Die already, man. I mean, when you're ready. Billionaire Warren Buffett revealed Wednesday that he will not endorse. He will not endorse. That's not true. Warren Buffett picks a side. He will not endorse Vice President or former Donald Trump ahead of the election. Buffett, one of the world's richest people, a memo. So what is the headline here? Warren Buffett picks a side in the election, calls out fraudulent claims. So Warren Buffett is definitely leaning into he is estimated to be worth $145 billion. I think I read this wrong. I think it looks like Warren Buffett is supporting Warren Buffett and fucking Bill Gates are supporting Harris. That's pretty much. But the point is that the enemy here is the enemy within. Here's a outstanding Wall Street guy, one of the most successful Wall Street gamblers in the history of Wall Street stock market, and he's pretty much what he says sways people. Right? And if his views are off, right? This is what's called the deep state. This is what's called the enemy within. Not what Kamala Harris is talking about. She's trying to convince you that the guy next door is the enemy, right? And he's going to come after you, so you better vote for me. Right? It's just ridiculous, right? But anyway, that's one of the things she said. Here's the polls. If we're to believe them, the Wall Street Journal, happy to report right now that Trump, according to the Wall Street Journal, Trump is 3 points ahead of Kamala Harris. 3 points ahead in the general. In Wisconsin, Trump is now up by 1. North Carolina, Trump by 2. North Carolina, again, another poll, Trump by 2. Arizona now swinging Trump up by 1. Georgia, a fucking tie. Wow. So those are the latest polls. All within the margin of error, but leaning Trump. Right? And who Trump, as I said, is under-polled. Right? Most of these polling fucking agencies lean heavily Democrat in Democratic places. They conduct these sitting in a think tank in New York, calling around the country, expecting, I guess, honest opinions or. So, but again, the polls are generally Democrat leaning, and in this case, Trump is clearly underpolled. Less people are likely to say, "I'm going to vote for that guy." So that was Thursday, by the way. That was today, and from yesterday, Georgia, Trump by 2. Trump by 1 in North Carolina. Pennsylvania, Bloomberg has Harris by 2. I would dispute that one. I really don't think so. Listen, what are the Pennsylvania polls that we have here? There's other polls in Pennsylvania. The other ones are pretty predictable, pretty straightforward. I don't know. I think that, again, if Trump wins, Trump is already way ahead in Ohio. He's like 8 points ahead in Ohio. If he wins Ohio, if he takes Michigan, if he swings Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, this shit is over, right? He doesn't even have to go for Georgia or North Carolina. It's going to be a landslide because there's a lot of electoral, votes in those places. Ohio's a big prize. He's going to win Florida and such. So the polls are leaning Trump. Here's Kamala Harris.
Excuse me, miss. Yeah. What do you do for work?
Hi. I'm Kamala Harris.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm in the campaign trail 2024.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is there a message you want to send?
I just want to say what you do is so important. Young people like you are the future of our country. You're so dripped out. I love it. It's very important that you guys show up, okay? Because we are in this beautiful park, and this park signifies where America can be diversity-wise. You young people like you show up and vote.
Yeah.
So, join with me.
Excuse me, miss. What do you do for work?
That's a great impression, by the way. She's whoever this talent is very good, right? Fucking so here's Joe Rogan.
Did you see the clip of her talking about how dare we wish Merry Christmas to people?
No.
These children are not going to have a Merry Christmas. How dare we speak Merry Christmas?
How dare we
How
speak?
How dare we?
How dare we?
Merry Christmas, everyone.
What a hypocrite, man. So here she is. Are you ready? She's walking out from her mansion, and I'll give it to you. What a clunky shoes. You heard her shoes.
So yesterday we learned that Donald Trump's former chief of staff, John Kelly, a retired four-star general, confirmed that while Donald Trump was president, he said he wanted generals like Adolf Hitler had. Donald
What a nothing burger, right? Some jerk off, John Kelly, former fucking employee of Trump, gets $1 million to write a book, and now he's blabbing his mouth to sell his book. And he says, yeah, Trump loves fucking, he wants his generals to act like Hitler's guy. That's not what he said. Trump admired Hitler in the sense of his economic policies in the 1930s. Hitler was very effective in bringing Germany up. How he did it is questionable, but that's neither here nor there. Hitler turned out to be a very, very offensive historical figure in that he resorted to, genocidal warfare to promote his agenda. But that's neither here nor there. To mention Hitler and or to invoke Hitler in a way of admiring some things and discrediting others is not. That's educational, philosophical. That's just speech. That's all that is. So far, Trump is guilty of speech.
that while Donald Trump was president,
if he even said it,
he said he wanted generals like Adolf Hitler had. Donald Trump said that because he does not want a military that is loyal to the United States Constitution. He wants a military that is loyal to him. That's
a stretch. First of all, the United States Constitution is him. Trump is the elected president of the United States. And perhaps Kamala Harris doesn't know that because she's got her head up her liberal ass. Right? That the president is elected by the people and fulfills the Constitution. And if you want to follow the Constitution, follow his judgment. Right? That's what he's saying. Of course.
He wants a military who will be loyal to him personally. One
that's ridiculous.
Will obey his orders even when he tells them to break the law or abandon their oath to the Constitution of the United States.
That is total fabrication, total word salad coming from who knows where. All from one word. She's making all of this up from one word that a debunked general, a fired general said about Trump, who wrote $1 million book.
In
a book to make $1 million.
just the past week, Donald Trump has repeated.
I don't think John Kelly's book sold anything, by the way. I think he makes, those guys make money in the advance. Let's say they go to Time Warner or fucking Time Books, whoever, or HarperCollins, and HarperCollins hands him $2 million and says, okay, write the book, you got a year. And he writes the book, and that's about the only money he's going to see. He's going to see his $2 million. He's happy. He writes a piece of garbage book that nobody reads, and it's a done deal. Right? Fucking HarperCollins takes the hit, and that's it.
Repeatedly
Usually, most of those books are failures.
called his fellow Americans the enemy from within, and even said that he would use the United States military.
There she invokes the enemy within again. There it is.
And even said that he would use the United States. In just the past week, Donald Trump has repeatedly called his fellow Americans the enemy from within.
He has not called his fellow Americans, meaning regular people. He's called people like Bill Gates, people we know, the ruling class are the enemy within. What we call the deep state. Very, very, very clear, Kamala Harris. Learn what you're talking about before you open your trap. Well, continue to do it, because I think even average people see this. Right? Well, maybe not. People are not paying attention. People don't pay attention to politics all year round, and then they see this woman come out from behind the white door, and we don't even know who she is. She's been the vice president for 4 years, and people barely know who she is or what she's done or what she stands for.
And even said that he would use the United States military to go after American citizens.
Where has he ever said that?
And let's be
What is a American citizen? A billionaire globalist with ties to Israel?
clear about who he considers to be the enemy from within.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Who is the enemy within, Kamala? Tell us.
Anyone who refuses to bend a knee or dares to criticize him would qualify, in his mind, as the enemy within.
So Kamala Harris has looked into Donald Trump's mind and knows exactly what's in there. That's what she's telling you. I know what's in his mind. I know. Why don't you take a... She got a crystal ball on the table? Kamala Harris, the great psychic, is telling you what's inside of Trump's mind. I'm fucking sick.
Like judges, like journalists, like nonpartisan
The
elected.
Democratic Party has done more to silence journalism in the last 4 years than at any other time in my lifetime, certainly. I don't know about any time in the history of journalism, but certainly right now. I mean, I'm staring at a red bar. Almost everything I say is either green or red. Right? It fluctuates. That's the kind of meters they put into YouTube to try to shut you the fuck up. So she's the censor in chief, really.
Election officials. It is deeply troubling and incredibly dangerous that Donald Trump would invoke Adolf Hitler, the man who is responsible for the deaths of 6 million Jews.
How did he invoke it? He had a casual conversation, if it even happened, with some debunked general. It's probably a joke on the golf course. Yeah, we get some generals like Hitler. Clean these fuckers up. It's a joke.
And hundreds of thousands of Americans.
This is the scary part of it is that she's doing it on at the highest level of government. She's trying to convince people that what she's saying is truthful, and you should be afraid of Trump because of what the debunked jerk-off lowlife John Kelly says. Scary.
All of this is
This is who Kamala Harris is, playing the politics, reading that prompter. She's got her notes on her fucking table. She's reading.
further evidence.
She's ready.
For the American people of who Donald Trump really is.
Yes.
This is a window into who Donald Trump really is.
I think it's a window into who you are, Kamala Harris. I don't think this broadcast right here, what she's doing, doesn't say really anything about Hitler. It tells I guess people that are paying attention who Kamala Harris really is, that she's promoting garbage word salad to, low information people, right? Trying to get them to trying to swing a vote. right? By saying anything just to get elected. Right? You heard that one before. Democrats will say anything to get elected. Well, here's Kamala Harris.
From the people who know him best, from the people who worked with him side by side in the Oval Office and in the Situation Room.
I've worked side by side with people who hated my fucking guts, and when I left, continued to hate my guts. Right? So that's not a measure worked side by side with. John Kelly was an employee. He failed at his job, and Trump fired him, and that's the reality of it.
And it is clear from John Kelly's words that Donald Trump is someone who, I quote, certainly falls into the general definition of fascist.
The general definition of fascism. Okay.
Who in fact vowed to be a dictator on day one.
When? Where has Trump vowed to be a dictator on day one?
And vowed to use the military as his personal militia.
Ridiculous.
To carry out his personal and political vendettas.
What are his personal and political vendettas? Right? Going after corruption in the deep state, right? Going after the people who went after Twitter, Google, and Facebook, and forced them to censor, or they were going to get hit with giant fines. Come on. This is ridiculous. Right? Who went after who? The Democrats went after everybody on January 6th. Anybody who had any affiliation with January 6th, the rally in Washington over election fraud, potential election fraud, that those brave people went down there voicing. That was all Democratic. That was all the Democrats setting that shit up. Right?
Donald Trump is increasingly unhinged and unstable.
Trump is unstable. Trump is probably one of the most hinged, stable individuals that I've ever covered. Right? He's always the same. He's always spot on. His energy is always consistent. He's always you know what you're going to get when you get Trump. Right? You don't know what he leaves the element of surprise in his decisions, and that's what a good leader should do. But as far as being unhinged, that's ridiculous as well. All ridiculousness so far, Camilla. Thank you.
And in a second term, people like John Kelly would not be there to be the guardrails against his propensities and his actions.
That's great. Right? Less John Kellys, right? Trump, hopefully she's right about that Trump has learned something from bringing people in like Mike Pompeo and John Kelly. Get some fresh people. Get the Vivek Ramaswamis of the world. Get the Tulsi Gabbards of the world. Surround yourself with those fucking people, right? Why do you want a general running giving you information about the military? Why not a Tulsi Gabbard? So Kamala Harris makes a great point in favor of Trump, saying that he's probably not going to lean towards idiots like John Kelly, listening to the wrong people, to wrong advisors.
Those who once tried to stop him from pursuing his worst impulses would no longer be there, and no longer be there to rein him in. So the bottom line is this.
What is the bottom line?
We know what Donald Trump wants. Mm-hmm. He wants unchecked power. The question...
Unchecked power. What does that mean? He wants unchecked.
In 13 days will be, what do the American people...
I feel sorry for people that are duped by this, right? There's a lot of people. I mean, if the polls are correct, slightly less than half of the population is going to pull the trigger for this woman. Right? It's crazy, right? Fucking sick. So the left puts a target on Trump's back. Did what we just hear, is that a target on Trump's back, equating Trump to a fascist dictator who wants to take away your rights? Yeah. Why wouldn't I mean, that's promoting assassination, right? That's a promotion of it. Now, Trump has also called Kamala Harris stupid and the affirmative action candidate and ineffective and all that stuff too, right? So Trump is throwing stones as well, but this is different because Trump has already been shot at twice. So or almost shot at once and almost shot at a second time and perhaps a third time. But it's not going to end. What is this? So Donald Trump has been the target of at least 2 assassination attempts. That's true. And yet the vice president called an emergency press conference. That's what this is. This is an emergency press conference.
Want. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I almost threw up listening to this. I taste throw up right now in my mouth. Excuse me a second. I just threw up. I'm a very healthy person. It's just the garbage that I'm being forced to listen to right now caused me to throw up. He is unhinged. He is unstable. We already saw this shit. Well, how's the market doing? Let's see. Yahoo! How's everybody doing in the chat, man? Thank you all for joining me. Grand is in the house. Vinny Martini. Zutsu Kuda says she's just throwing shit now, hoping something will stick. William R. Hall says Hitler was born Ade Schicklgruber. A Jew, right? McDonald's is bouncing back. Holy shit, up a point. It was down because Trump sided with McDonald's, and the Democrats went after McDonald's. The CDC did. But now we're up. Trump's stock down 1.5 points right now. That's not so much to worry about. It's down 5%, but we're up at 33.76. I would say any dip at this point on Trump's stock is a buy. You want to grab that. You want to grab that dip right there. Let's see the dip. So you want to grab that dip. That's a fucking. Hold on. Let me get the 15-minute chart here. There we go. So it's opening down a little bit, but you can see where we are. We're all the way up here at the top. There's a little dip. 33.78 right now. 33.78, 33.78, 72, 769. All right, so we're right around here. We're still finding support in the 33s. And where's the big move, right? The big move hasn't come yet. Trump wins, this thing goes to 55. Trump wins big, he goes to 80, 90, who knows, right? Because this is where the money, what is the money telling you? Which way is the line, which way are the trend lines going? They're going up. See the red, see the blue? The lines, the trend lines in Donald J. Trump, DJT, are up. The trends are up. Tesla is up 14 points, up $30 a share. I bet Tesla beat the earning. Their earnings. Google down, Apple down, Amazon down, Microsoft up a little. So technology is kind of flattish. Bitcoin, wow, Bitcoin surging this morning, up $1,100 per share to 67.5. So something's going on there. Boeing, I heard, got smacked. Boeing down 4%. That's what's dragging the Dow, I bet, right now. It's a drag on the Dow right now, Boeing and McDonald's. Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, Pfizer, all red. All the super vaccine stocks are down right now. And here we go. Trump is now 34. You see how it's painting green. It's going to go back up. So the money is telling us. The money is telling us that Trump is in the lead. That's what the money is telling us right now. So who is John Kelly? One more thing about him. Look at this. General Kelly is a strong strategic addition to our team. Wait, candidates here. Forget about that. Candidates in the 2020 Democratic Party presidential primaries objected to John Kelly, right? Including Cory Booker, who said Kelly's actions in joining the board were disgusting. Cory Booker says John Kelly was disgusting. Where is he now? In 2019, the House Oversight Committee announced it was probing Kelly's conflict of interest in the camps while he was the White House Chief of Staff. So Elizabeth Warren, right, says, Elizabeth Warren, who called his role corruption at the absolute worst. So that's Cory Booker and and Elizabeth Warren telling you that the guy that Kamala Harris is now championing is corruption at its absolute worst. But now it's politically expedient, and Kamala Harris is telling you, "Oh no, John Kelly is an honest patriot, and Trump is the bad guy." Right? That's in her own words, right there. So he's made all kinds of remarks. I don't want to get too much into this guy, but there he goes. Right? So fucking what else we got here? So Trump responds. Trump responds to Kamala Harris and Kelly. Former president slammed his former White House chief of staff, retired General John Kelly, as a lowlife and a total degenerate. Trump's calling him a degenerate, a lowlife. In response to Kelly's recent comments about Trump's alleged fascination with dictators and interest in unchecked power. So there's Trump fighting back, pushing back. So that's really what we got here. So now you know who John Kelly is. The left puts a target on Trump's back. So I guess that's the point I'm trying to make here. Is rhetoric like Kamala Harris invoking assassination of Trump? We've already seen it twice. Are assassination attempts happening against Trump in this modern age? Yes, twice, almost 3 times, right? Call it a breach in security, call it a fucking whatever you want. Almost 3 times he almost got whacked, right? First time the bullet ripped his ear off, almost blew his head off. Second time the guy, I don't know, Trump was having a bad day on the golf course and didn't get to the hole 7 fast enough, and they caught the killer. So he would have got shot at twice. And what's in the minds of the people, the shooters, right? They almost get like carte blanche, right? They get a Trump card, right? They get the get out of jail free card because Kamala Harris is saying the same thing about Trump. Well, you're not shooting at the former president of the United States, the great leader. You're shooting at a fascist and a hypocrite and somebody who wants to take away your freedoms and your rights. Right? That's what they're invoking, right? So is Kamala Harris invoking further Trump or assassination attempts? Further invoking Trump hate and Trump possible assassinations? I think she is. I really do think she is. So thank you all for joining me, Marcus Conte reporting. I'll see you guys on Monday, and we'll continue. Next Monday will be the final week before the big presidential election. Now wait, it's already October. Have we seen the big October surprise? Not really. Could anything still happen? Yeah, I think the Democrats can still create a big shiny object. Look over here. Look how wonderful Joe Biden is, and crash the internet. Right? The Russians, they're hacking the internet. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Look how good we're doing. We're quieting everybody down. Get in your house. Put your mask on. Get 6 feet away from everybody. Stay away. Fear, motherfucker. That's what we got for the next 2 weeks. Marcus Conte reporting.